Gee whiz.
Let's get into it. Out of the bad little bit. She wanna suck on it. I got a bad little bit. She sucking on dick. Ooh. I got a bad little bit. She sucking on dick. Ooh. I got a bad little bit. She sucking my dick. Ooh. I got a bad little bit. She sucking my dick. Ooh. I got a bad little bit. She sucking my dick. I got a bad little bitch, she sucking my dick. I got a bad little bitch, she sucking my dick. I got a bad little bitch, she sucking my dick. I got a bad little bitch, she sucking my dick. I got a bad little bitch, she sucking my dick. I got a bad little bitch, she sucking my dick. Hey, what's up, Zane? I don't like ads, bro. I need to get YouTube Premium, bro. I don't got the bucks for it.
MoneyLion Beast Games giveaway. To enter, go to moneylion.com/beastgames or scan the QR code.
The fuck is a MoneyLion?
$5 million in cash and competing for it. Open the gates! Are these 2,000 contestants? What you are witnessing is just the start of something never before seen in history. 2,000 people are about to battle in a series of trials for a spot in my 10-episode Prime Video series called Beast Games. Ladies and gentlemen, look to your left and look to your right. 1,000 of you will be eliminated by the end of this video. But for the other half of you moving on to Beast Games, one of you will walk away with the life-changing, record-shattering grand prize of $500.
Me or Mr. Beast, bro? Mr. Beast might pack me up. He's like 6'4", bro.
Drop the curtains. The first challenge of these trials is going to test your strength.
Mr. Beast would pack my shit out. Yeah, what's up, the goon?
I need all of you.
It was good, thank you, the goon.
400. Whichever group is the last to lift that 10,000-pound boulder across that finish line is eliminated.
Let's go! We got a strategy going. The strong ones are at the front.
This team was made to break backs, break dreams, and crush spirits.
I'm gonna be so for real. I don't think I'm cut out for this.
400 of you are about to be.
Bro, I would be cut out for it. I'm dropping my ass and I'm pulling.
$1 million. We don't want to be the first out.
That's a big ass rope. Oh, he eating. Hey, thank you, goon.
Last boulder to touch the top is eliminated.
They're lucky yinking that.
Oh my gosh, that was insanely.
Red team needs to get their bucks up. Eat some protein.
3 teams reach the finish line. It's now down to yellow and red. Which one of you is going home? Come on, red.
Come on, we're losing. No, we're doing it right. We're doing it right.
Keep going.
Run! We have to go backwards! We have to go backwards!
Damn, they got a granny in this shit, bro. He should have asked me to join.
Red just lost out on this chance to win $5 million.
I'd rather do a Fortnite because if Mr. Beast challenge would be hell.
Red team.
He gonna have me count until I die.
Eliminated, but to make it feel a little better, we're gonna give you all $2,000 for coming out, and that goes for all of you. Every single one of you will receive $2,000 just for showing up. That's right. It's 3 minutes into the video, and we've already given away $800,000. And with
Bro,
the
'cause
total
Goon, you're a
2,000
menace, bro.
contestants competing, that means we're
You're the
gonna
Mr.
give
Beast
$4
op, bro.
million throughout Beast Games just for contestants showing up. So as these trials were heating up, and some people chose to go home early,
It really is my time to step out. 24 hours. I did it. I did a day.
at least they got to walk away with 2,000.
Bro, why the fuck? Bro, they should ask me to do this shit.
Only going to get more intense. Congratulations on passing the first challenge. Don't you just love your teams? Yellow team, don't you love each other? Green, orange, pink. Unfortunately for challenge 2, your teammates will be your opponents. Bring out the briefcases. Only pink team, stand around the red border, come on over. In front of you is a sea of briefcases. Some say eliminated, some say saved. On the Jumbotron, we are going to quickly show which briefcases are safe and which are eliminated. Your goal is to memorize where the safe briefcases are and claim one before.
Oh, at least he shows you.
Think fast and run faster. Because of the 400 people on each team, 50 of you will end up with an eliminated briefcase. All right, reveal the map.
Okay, the second row, 7. That's row number 7.
I hope all of you have a briefcase in mind. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, it's like a sea of people. Oh, okay.
Oh, they're fighting.
Hopefully this is what I think it is. If it's not, then I'm gonna find someone to blame.
What's in that case?
I have no clue what's in there.
So your chance to win $5 million completely relies on this case either being safe or eliminated, and you have no clue.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? He made him walk out? I didn't know that. I didn't know that was like a forced thing.
With Money Lion and Beast Games, winning over $4 million is easy. Just scan the QR code or go to moneylion.com.
It's just like, I think it's just like a show.
Now that everyone has a case, it is time to find out what your fate is. Will that briefcase in front of you let you move on? Or will it be costing you this life-changing $5 million? 3, 2, 1, reveal! Congratulations to the 350 of you that see green, but to the 50 of you that see red, you have been eliminated. I'm sorry, but I need you to head over to the exit.
I thought I was safe.
I was not expecting this. I thought I was running far.
I am safe. I'm actually safe.
I did it. I'm safe. This is so amazing.
Pink team, you can head back to your lane. Eliminated players, collect your $2,000 and head out. With 50 players now eliminated,
I wonder if he's giving that paper or check.
Shuffle the briefcases in a new order and sent Orange Team to the same fate. All right, Orange Team, I hope you're all ready for this. Throw up the map.
Okay, I'm really nervous. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4.
3, 2,
Nah, it's like 2. Yeah, it's like 2.5.
let's see who's going.
Bro, she praying. She better pray harder.
$1 million. Open them up. What'd you get? Let's go! With the Orange Team winners moving on, we of course gave the eliminated players $2,000 each.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out.
Oh my god.
And then send Green up to the chopping block. Reveal the map!
I'm going for this one right here.
I'm gonna go over there.
Yellow. You
Oh,
guys
God.
back there? Make sure you pay attention. It's very important.
Look at all of them. They're all studying it as hard as they can.
Go! Three, 2,
Better cry a little harder.
reveal! What did you get? While another 50 players were eliminated from the green team, I had something diabolical in store for this final round. Yellow team, remember when I told you to pay attention? Yellow, make sure you pay attention. It's very important. You guys are gonna use the same pattern green used, but we're only gonna show the map for a couple seconds.
Yeah, I can't believe this is not it. So ridiculous.
Everybody stand around the edge.
That's it. We're locking in.
Flash the map.
I bet most of them are already rich. They already got money.
Go!
Everybody's strategy on this one was just to run. Nobody down there looks confident at all.
All right, everyone has a briefcase. Let's find out if you're competing for $5 million or heading out. 3, 2, 1, open your briefcase. Oh my gosh.
That's what you get, old bitch.
For those of you that got green, you are all moving on to the next challenge.
I've got a question. How does it feel to be winners?
And that is the end of challenge number 2. Let's get some rest before the next challenge.
Man, a long day. Trying to get to sleep. We're sleeping here by the money. We're trying to manifest it. We ride together. We sleep together. We win together.
Sleep well, everyone. You're going to need your strength for this next challenge.
I will do whatever it takes for my family and for my tribe.
I don't think there's anything I wouldn't do.
This is like Survivor on crack, bro.
Congratulations to all 1,400 of you for making it this far. We have 2 more challenges in this audition for my new Prime Video show, Beast Games. The rules for Challenge 3 are simple. We are placing flags across the playing field in front of you. You will need to capture a flag in order to move on. There's 1,400 of you and 1,100 flags. This means 300 of you will be eliminated. So we'll be setting out a different number of flags each round until all 1,100 have been
Bro, that sucks if you're like crippled.
You have to capture a flag or you are eliminated. You get a flag or you go home. No $5 million. Are you ready?
That looks hard.
Gotta be an easier way to win cash.
Yeah, that makes sense. They probably have to go through like a health test too.
Run as fast as I can, get to a flag, snatch it as quick as possible.
There are only 10 flags on the field for this first round. There's a lot more than 10 of you. So if you're not fully committed to go now, it's your last chance to step back and wait for a better chance in the later rounds.
Not go on the first round, not go on the second round, not go on the third round.
We're about to start round 1.
What if you both go for the same flag?
You better move faster.
As soon as I blow this horn,
Bro, this first round's for anyone with the ego.
Oh, they're running. No, he's going. He's going. Oh. Whoa. Barely anybody went. Oh, look, those 2 are racing for flag 1. Oh, we got a collision. Yeah.
Let's go number 10. Let's go number 10, baby.
10 flags were captured and 2 people were eliminated. Thank you for coming out.
Honestly, the first round might have been it because everyone was scared.
Congratulations. You've secured a spot.
I feel like the second round's gonna get the most people out because people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, people didn't go."
We started off a little tame. Now let's get crazy. For the second round, we're gonna bring out 50.
Who's laser beam?
A lot of people are about to be eliminated.
You're all going this time?
Yes.
You're calling out your flag?
Yes.
I got 47. Do not go to 49. We got 24.
I've been calling 24.
He's about to get cooked.
They're all trying to be strategic, but like, if one person's not on the same page, you all lose $5 million.
All right, round 2. 50 flags on the field.
Damn, someone really took off.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh, you went for it. Oh my gosh, so many people are getting flags. This is insane. There's only a few flags left. Who's gonna get the last one?
You see number 20 right there? Yes, sir. Let's go.
All 50 flags have been captured, and 5 people were eliminated.
Only 5?
The longer you wait, the worse your odds could get. Let's do this.
Who, Oatly?
And they're off. Oh boy. Oh. So far, most people people that cross the red line end up getting a flag. And not many people have actually been eliminated.
I think that's 8 eliminates on that one. I see you all in the back, so you're thinking if you wait until the end, your odds will be way better.
But it's not playing out that way.
And with the people on the front lines calling dibs on their flag.
307. I got 307.
274.
284. 284.
Got it. He's got it.
I don't know. I'm going for whatever.
The number of flags left is dropping fast, which means the chances of getting a flag are getting worse and worse.
This is insane. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Who's gonna get the last flag?
Oh no. Oh my God.
One of the reasons people were waiting it out was because they were working together.
The group wants me to put it right here. Okay.
Taking turns letting each other grab a flag.
It doesn't make sense. Like, why are people being so nice? It's $5 million.
Eventually, you're gonna have to betray each other. Someone has to go home. Someone has to go home.
And as the rounds go on and the number of flags left drop, the tension skyrockets.
Oh, they're both up. But you tripped on yourself. Are you okay?
I mean, this has got to be the most insane challenge we have ever done.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Here's what the line looked like at the start of the challenge, and look at it now.
There's 179 of you left and only 100 flags.
Let's dwindle the numbers a little more. Bring out 50 flags. This is where the strategy comes out.
We only have 2 rounds left, so you can either go right now or take your chances in our final round.
The question is, if you
Final round's 50 as well, though. We know that.
better, or will they get
I like how they did that. That's actually hella smart.
And they're off. They're going. They're going. Get a flag. Get a flag.
There are only a few flags left.
There it is. There it is. She got it. She got it.
There are 115 people still on the line.
Yeah, going first would have been an eat.
Bring out the 50.
You would have eated if you went on that first one.
There's 115 people left. Only 50 people are going to make it to this side of the ring.
With their spot at Beast Games on the line, everyone was primed and ready.
I wonder if they get a shower, they all smell like ass.
Everyone's locked in.
I feel like they all smell like butt.
Are you ready?
That looks hard.
Gotta be an easier way to win.
And in this crucial point in this competition, I made the worst mistake I possibly could have. I handed the mic to my friend Carl.
Yo! Let's hype him up! What'd I do?
Everyone thought you said go, Carl.
I said yo!
Bro, that was like 50 people just got out.
I said yo!
Throughout this whole challenge, it's been very clear that blowing the horn starts each round. Obviously, not Carl yelling yo.
Wow.
Thanks, Jimmy.
I wasn't the one with the microphone. Holy crap.
He said that shit
Dude, all
perfect.
Carl said was, yo.
I think he was.
Eliminated 31 people.
It's always the air horn. Why would they leave on yo?
You know what cheers up sad people that just lost a challenge?
$2,000. I teamed up with Moneyline, the easiest place to borrow, earn, and win money, to give the 1,000 losing contestants $2,000 each. And on top of that, Moneyline is also giving you at home a chance to win money as well. They're giving away another $1,000 to 1,000 lucky winners, aka another $1 million. To enter, just scan this QR code or visit moneyline.com/bscan.
I'm scanning.
Finally,
Wait.
flag 1,100. $1,000 to 1,000 lucky winners.
I'm scanning.
Another $1 million. To enter, just scan this QR code or visit.
I wonder what info they want.
/bscan. And finally, flag 1,100.
After this round, the challenge is over.
The final round of this challenge.
$5 million on the line.
3, 2, 1. The last flag has been captured. Congratulations to the 1,100 of you who are moving on to our final challenge.
The most cutthroat challenge yet.
It's our final night at Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders, and we're ready for the final trial before Beast Games.
I entered.
Doing crazy things. This is a piece of history.
We should all enter.
I'll always be able to look back on that. I'll always be able to reflect on and say, dude, I am on a Mr. Beast video.
All right. The 1,000 of you that pass this final challenge will move on
back to compete in our 10-episode Prime Video series. Every single episode in that show is bigger than the biggest YouTube video I have ever done.
Oh God.
This show is unbelievable. We built an entire city. We're giving away a private island, and we've got the biggest prizes in entertainment history. But standing between you and my Beast Games TV show is one final challenge. I need all of you to split up into groups of 100. This challenge has nothing to do with strength or speed. It is all about trust.
They scam me. Don't register, bro. It's a scam. It's a scam. Don't do it. They're just trying to get you to download the app.
By the end of this challenge, one of you will backstab your entire team.
I'm looking for trust, but it's hard to trust when you don't know people.
Don't let people join the side and don't leave it.
One of our teammates. I don't even know who he is. I've never talked to this guy.
They're not trusting the rest of the group, and they're coming to our group, and then they're not trusting our group. I don't trust those people.
It's kind of depressing that my survival in this competition is based on these people.
Who was the last person to join?
One of the guys is basically saying, hey, 10K, I'm an easy buyout. We can't trust him.
Can't trust everybody, but I trust myself. That's all that matters.
I am very confident in this group we have here. I don't think anybody's gonna fold. We're gonna make it to that show no matter what. We're gonna be the people that are going to.
I'm folding on purpose. Fuck them.
My back of my team.
It's time for challenge number 4. They're not going to be cheering much longer. Starting now, if you step off your platform,
I'm stepping off.
you'll be eliminated, and so will your entire platform.
I'm stepping off. Instantly stepping off.
Good luck.
I'm stepping off instantly.
For anything.
All we have to do is outlast those groups.
Better than I'd be so mad if you leave. What do you do about it?
It's been about a minute, and you haven't been eliminated. That's good.
I'm stepping off. I don't give a fuck.
What's the weak link here? How's this corner doing? We don't want money.
I'm stepping off.
I love how they all have their own chance. I haven't even offered anything, but I probably will.
On God, I'm stepping off.
Anybody want to get out?
As soon as he offers money, I'm jumping.
I'll be right back. Honestly, I don't normally get nervous before filming, but this one is freaking me out. One person's about to receive a lot of
On
money,
God.
and 99 other people are going to be very sad. This is going to be heart-wrenching. I brought 3 separate bribes out here. I'm not offering this right now. To be clear, none of them are in play. I just want to show you what they are. My first bribe, which is not in effect, reveal what the first bribe will be.
Damn it! It better be 2 bad, thick Latinas.
It will be $5,000. And
That ain't no Tesla, bro.
if that doesn't work, I'll give you 50 grand. And if somehow all 1,100 of you decline the 5 grand and the 50 grand, reveal the third offer.
Oh my God!
$1 million. It's literally 1/5 of the prize money. When that
I'm stepping off.
starts, the $5,000
I'm stepping off for 5. I don't give a fuck.
If anyone wants to exchange, 99 players.
But if you do that, you're snaking everyone and people are gonna hate you.
Start the timer.
I think we got this. I'm just hoping that someone else on a different team is willing to leave.
$5,000. 5 grand. I'm trying to give someone 5 grand.
Nobody wants $5,000.
$5,000 is nuts.
$5,000 up for grabs.
5,000? Wait, right now?
Every single team has declined the 5 grand. Seems like no one has any interest. You can go ahead and reset the timer. Put it back to 10 minutes. They don't
Yeah, I'm taking the 50K. That's the more likely one. Because fuck the million.
For this group of 1,100 people,
I'm taking that 50K.
was clearly higher than $5,000. But as we got ready for the next bribe of $50,000, the entire stadium started to change. People on every single platform were inching closer to the edge, getting ready to jump. Because everyone here is competing with one thing on their mind.
This amount of money is life-changing.
To my 7-month-old baby Layla, I love you and I'm doing this for you.
If you win $5 million, what are you spending it on?
Finishing my college degree.
I'd start an animal rescue.
Well, I bought my dad a house because he's a disabled veteran.
I'm gonna buy a house because my house burned down.
I quit my job to be here.
Did anyone else quit their job? Wait, why would you do that? They may have said no to $5,000.
I'm jumping off.
$50,000
I'm
is
jumping.
a different story.
You're still in the game, and everyone on your team loses, and you get 50,000 plus. Oh yeah, I'm jumping off. I don't give a fuck.
Now receive $50,000.
I'm jumping off.
I did not expect for this offer to be so irresistible that someone would actually jump before the timer even started.
Dumb bitch.
What? No, it hasn't started yet. Oh my God.
The timer didn't start.
She still stepped off. She's not gonna get it because the timer hadn't started, but she stepped off. Oh no. I didn't start the timer yet. Oh my gosh. No, because the timer hadn't started yet.
Oh my God. 99 people just lost out on $5 million.
All because she jumped. I'm sorry, but she stepped off. Her team was in disbelief that they had just been betrayed, and they were absolutely devastated that they would.
Yeah, she getting jumped in the lobby, bro.
Platform 6. You guys are eliminated. I'm sorry, she stepped off. You guys can head to the exit. I'm sorry. That final game was brutal, but it's nothing compared to what these 1,000 remaining contestants are about to face. They have now earned their spot in the biggest competition series of all time. And one of them will walk away with $5 million in cash. But before they do, they will have to compete in Beast Games. And that concludes this YouTube video. But check this out. Turn on the lights. This is going to be the most insane show you have ever seen in your life. We built an entire city from the ground up. We're giving away a private island. We have a $5 million grand prize, and we have 1,000 contestants. I finally have the opportunity to develop characters, tell longer stories, and go beyond YouTube with a streaming series unlike anything you've ever seen before. If you've ever enjoyed my content, if I can ask you for anything ever, it would be to watch Beast Games Episode 1 for free on Prime Video right now. You'll get to see which one of those 1,000 people wins this $5 million in cash. I'm gonna start the show. Head over to Prime Video and watch Beast Games. I am standing on $5 million of real money, the largest grand prize in entertainment history.
Mr. Beast gotta be selling cocaine. He gotta be selling cocaine. On God, he gotta be selling cocaine. Okay.
If this subscriber can beat Ronaldo in a 1v...
I'm actually down to watch that shit. Alright. Well, Brian, I think I'm going to end stream here. Mason never showed up. So, I did this for him, and I don't really want to do it. Feel me? Kind of want to play some Marvel Rivals. Plant with like 300 sweatshops. On God. I got on GOD. I'll be right back. Hold up. Bro, no way you showed up. I was about to end stream, bro. You're lucky. I'm gonna do one video you want me to react to. Bro, one video you want me to react to, I'm gonna hop off stream. I just watched the Mr. Beast video. It's pretty good.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Austin here, or Luna. So, today's story time is really...
Yeah, I'm going to re-update my stream schedule.
You guys are really going to enjoy it. If you do, leave a like on the video. And, yeah, let's just get into it, because it's a wild one. So today's a story time about the time that I got jumped by a bunch of girls. Yeah, it's wild, okay? Strap in. So today's story time all takes place when I was 18 years old, okay? Now, at this
you came out with a new video?
High school, I was... not in LA yet. I was gonna move there soon. But
yeah, you gotta skip that shit.
So I'm still living in my hometown.
A janitor while everyone else parties? Yeah, hut.
Same friend group.
Unless you're getting paid, bro, don't do that shit.
Things were going good, right? Things weren't really super crazy yet in my life. Everything was still relatively chill.
Offending everyone. I can watch that next.
You know, I had a lot of friends. Which
is the video loud enough, or should I turn it up?
Enemies, so that was good. And at this time, I was single. I wasn't dating anybody. I hadn't dated anybody in like over a month, so I was very freshly single, I guess you could say. And I was good. I was happy with that, honestly. Like, I kind of enjoyed just not having to worry about a relationship, and that was cool. And one day, when I was 18, just summertime, I was sitting outside at my pool in my backyard at my mom's house, enjoying everything, enjoying my day, enjoying my life. And
all right, my bad. I was thinking. So basically, this motherfucker talking about how he had a girl. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He's enjoying life. Okay.
On this day, it all got fucked up. So... yeah, this all starts off as a regular day. I was, like I said, at the pool, laying down in the sun, about to go swimming in a little bit. I was just enjoying myself, right? And then my phone starts ringing. I could hear it because I had my Bluetooth speaker on, connected to my phone. I was listening to music, and it interrupted the music and started playing my annoying iPhone ringtone. So I got up, walked over, answered the phone, unsure of even who it was because of how, like, bright the sun was on my screen. I could barely read what was going on. And I answered the phone, and it was my friend Justin. And he was like, yo, what are you doing today? And I was like, laying in the sun, doing nothing. He's like, you trying to kick it? And I was like, yeah, what do you want to do? He's like, bro, anything. It's just too nice out. We got to be outside. I'm like, all right, bet. So like 20 minutes later, he pulled up. He sat outside.
Should I do content like this? Would you guys fuck with content like this?
Aimlessly trying to find something to do. And we drove around for like 20, 25 minutes. Couldn't figure anything out. And then finally, I was just like, yo, do you want to like just go get some like food somewhere? And he's like, I'm not even really hungry. I ate like an hour ago. And I was like, honestly, bro, me too. But like, what else are we gonna do? So we
I'll do content like this.
Ass burger spot in my city that had like outdoor dining, and we got like fries, and just like sat there and shared a medium fry like we were on a date. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty romantic, guys. It was a nice bromance date. It was beautiful. Anyway, yeah, I sat
shower
there,
time.
Ate this fry, and then after that, we got back in this.
Yeah,
car,
I'll do this. I'll do this.
Another 15 minutes. And we ended up going to the grocery store.
And what should I have in the background? Should it be just a video of me? Or should it be like a video of me playing games?
Grocery store, went inside, bought like a 35 pack of water bottles. And then on the way out of the grocery store is really where this story time kicks off, okay? So we get out of the checkout line, right? Like my friend pays for the water bottles. We leave the checkout line. We're literally on the way towards the exit of the grocery store. And on the way out, we passed by this group of like 4 girls, right? And they looked like they were probably around the same age as me, probably like 17, 18, right? And I like made really quick eye contact with one of them because I noticed one of them was looking at me. And then when I looked at her, I looked
just a video of myself, no gaming in the background.
She's staring at me, like I don't want to make awkward eye contact. But then I looked back, like I looked again to make sure she wasn't staring at me again, and she still was. And she was mean mugging the fuck out of me. Like, she was giving me a dirty look. So then I turned back to my friend, and I was like, bro, that girl is giving me a dirty-ass look. And we both turn our heads and look back at her. And this time, all of them are looking at me really bad. And I'm like, yo, what the
I can't
hell?
do anything that I didn't create,
they start
though.
coming up to us. They come up behind us, and they're, like, following us. So it was very clear that these girls, like, had an issue with me and my friend for some reason. And my friend wanted to know what was wrong. So my friend's like, yo, hold up. And he stops me. So now we're not walking anymore. We stopped, and these girls are approaching us in the grocery store. And they come up to us like a few seconds later, and the first girl, the one that was giving me the dirty look to begin with, leads the way. She's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, nothing, just getting water with my friend. Do you, like, know us or something? And I was being genuine. I wasn't trying to, like, be a dick or anything. And she goes, I think you and me both know the answer to that question. And I was like, what? No, I actually don't. Like, I've never seen you before in my life. And she starts, like, getting up in my face. And she's like, huh, really? And I was like, yeah, really. I've never seen you a day in my life or any of your friends. And she's like, bullshit.
Yeah, if you get paid, do it.
To me. She's like almost like touching me at this point. And I was like, what is your issue? And she's like,
yeah, no, I
really,
feel
you're
you.
gonna play stupid right now. Like, you didn't cheat on my homegirl. You didn't kick her out at 2 a.m. with no explanation after cheating on her. And I was like, yo, okay, this is making sense now. You have the wrong guy, okay? I don't know who you're talking about, but he must look like me because I do not know who your homegirl is. I didn't cheat on anybody, and I haven't been dating anybody in over a month. I think you're confusing me with one of your friend's boyfriends. And she starts laughing, like maniacally laughing in my face. And she drops her phone and just starts swinging at me. And I'm like, yo,
only 7-Eleven, not real bucks? No.
Girl's hits.
You need
I'm
real
doing a
bucks.
pretty good job, and my friend's helping me. He's like getting between us, and he's blocking her punches, and like she's really not connecting any hits with me. But it's still a huge fucking scene in the middle of this grocery store, and it's still like not good. Like this random girl's attacking me for no reason, right? But here's the problem. Her group of like 3 friends saw that my friend was like in between us and like making sure she didn't hit me and like was helping me kind of block her punches and dodge them. And they didn't like that, and they thought that I deserved to get my ass beat for no reason, and they jumped in. So now it's 4.
Getting 8 ads every 20 minutes is actually diabolical. Meet Pi.
Nah, bro, if I got... Bro, I'm swinging. Equal rights, equal fights, bro.
Versus me and my buddy Justin, and it's not even like it's versus us because we're not fighting back. We're not.
Did you fall? Is it part of your grade?
Ourselves. Only thing we're doing is trying to dodge the punches and like catch their fists and like hold on to them so they don't keep swinging. Like we were not punching back or like trying to hurt them at all because we didn't believe in hitting girls. And I know there's gonna be like 1 or 2 comments on this video being like, bro, you had 4 girls trying to hurt you. Like in this scenario, you could probably use self-defense and be okay and get away with it. But honestly, I just didn't want to. I really
you need money
this to be over so we could leave.
7-Eleven's mid.
Honest,
hey, what's up, Hampino?
Did land, didn't hurt that bad. Luckily, they weren't the strongest women on earth. But I will say this: some girls like to pull hair when they fight. And at the time, I had like medium length hair, like it was enough to put your hand on it. And this girl pulled my hair.
You bring a wig just in case.
Girls. It wasn't even the one that was like starting the whole thing. One of the
Why the fuck would you? But hold up. Why the fuck are you bringing a wig to a social event? And why do you? Why it sounds like you've done it multiple times and it's actually benefited you. My night's going good, Hambino. You need to explain yourself, goon.
With my hair in the back, and she pulled like 2 different times, and holy shit, does that hurt? I mean, fuck. But anyway, back to the fight here. Me and my buddy, we weren't swinging back. We were trying to just dodge punches, grab their fists, and hold on to them so they couldn't swing back. And within like, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 seconds, it got broken up by a bunch of the store security. Thank fuck, because it was getting really, really overwhelming. And me and my friend came out of it not too banged up. I mean, like I said, my hair got ripped a little.
Bro said, so I could put that shit on and identify as a woman. Yeah, you're canceled, buddy. You're gone. You're banned.
A little bit. That didn't feel good. And like, she landed a couple punches on my like chest and my face, but it wasn't anything like detrimental. Like I didn't have like a broken nose or like a black eye. I was cool, right? She didn't bust my lip up or anything. But me and my buddy were good, to say the most part, right? But of course, because security got involved and the store saw this and it was in the store, they had to call the cops. So within like 10 minutes, the cops got there. We had to like give our statements, tell the story. I told them about how this girl like accused me of being somebody else. I think one of her friends had a guy that cheated on her and they were trying to get revenge or something. And they ended up reviewing the camera footage from the store. And here's what we found out. All 4 of those girls were 17. So I'm glad that I didn't swing on them in self-defense because I don't know, even if I was like legally in my right to do so, I'm not sure if I even was. I just didn't want to figure that one out. So yeah, I'm glad that I just kept dodging the punches and like holding onto their fists so they couldn't, you know, throw any more. And the cops saw that and they saw that I didn't like swing, and same with my friend Justin. They saw that we were like literally just trying to keep ourselves from getting hit and we didn't hit back at all. And one of the cops actually said something about that to me. He was like, hey man, good job defending yourself without hitting back. That was impressive. I wouldn't want to hit a girl either. And I was like, thanks dude. I was just trying to do the right thing. And they ended up calling the girl's parents down, and they actually all got in trouble. They didn't go to like jail or anything because, like I said, they were underage, so they weren't going to like get thrown in jail over assault or anything. But I believe they got fined, if I remember correctly. I think they had to like pay a fine, and they had to take a behavior class that like young teens that are misbehaving have to take through the police station. So that was cool, and me and my buddy didn't get in any trouble with the cops at all. The only thing that happened to us was that the grocery store banned me and my friend and all the girls. So we kind of got caught in the crossfire. Even though we didn't start the fight, the store still banned us because we were involved in it, which, like, I get it. The store was just trying to keep themselves safe from any more, like, future drama. I understand, but it still sucked that we kind of got, like, in trouble for something we didn't even start. But yeah, in the end, yeah, the girls got in trouble. They had to pay, like, some fines. They had to sign up for a class for behavior stuff, I don't know. And all the parents that showed up of these girls were so apologetic to me and my friend. They were actually so sweet and were like just so sorry. And we actually ended up learning who the individual was that the girls were actually trying to go after. So I guess like the leader of the friend group in that situation, this girl, the one that was staring at me, she had a really good friend who was dating this guy. And the guy, like, did her dirty, cheated on her, kicked her out of the house, just a whole bunch of fucked up shit, right? And I guess I looked a lot like this dude. And those girls had only ever seen pictures of her boyfriend. So they never saw him in real life. So I guess just off the pictures, I looked like him. And off of all the bad things.
But this shit got me locked in. I don't know why.
When they thought they saw him out, they approached him. And then I guess based on my response, they thought I was being, like, a liar. So yeah, then they jumped me and it was just a whole shit show.
I see a gun.
But they said sorry as well after the cops got there and the parents got there and we confirmed that it wasn't me that was the bad guy. They all said sorry. They felt really bad, but it still hurt. So I wasn't very forgiving at that time. Now if I saw them, I probably wouldn't care. But yeah, back then I was kind of pissed. But yeah, guys, moral of this story is don't fight random people based on stories. That's not good. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it.
He's a
Feel free
W.
to leave your story times, the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.
Oh, hey. I want to watch more of him, but all of his stuff is like very graphic, and I don't want to watch it on stream, so I have to find another one.
Welcome to Austin FFA.
No, I can't. It's too graphic. Scrubby? Is it Scrubs?
The year is 1940.
Why they all stop dropping content? I feel like this content's pretty good though. I don't know.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video.
2
Hope you guys
hours
are having
long.
A great day. I know I am. And welcome back to day 9 of the 12 days of Scrubs. Goodness gracious, time flies when you're having fun. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic holiday season.
He made his bag and
Lots
left.
of eggnog, whatever makes your heart content. Today I've got a bunch of stories for y'all about terrible customers that make you want to rip your own hair out. Should be a pretty good video, so if you're excited for it, be sure to press the like button, or no joke, no scam, you'll have a bad Christmas. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all the support from the year. You guys are the goats. And let's sit back, relax, and enjoy another day of the 12 days of Scrubs. See you guys tomorrow. I guess their aunt owns an ice cream store, and they got a pretty good gig being the manager of the ice cream store for her. So, you know, they're also in charge of a lot of the hiring and whatnot, since they're the most trusted employee. And this is the story of the time they interviewed someone that was just an absolute entitled monster. Which, you know, I'm not gonna lie, seems pretty entertaining, so I figured that's what we're gonna be doing today. So without further ado, let's go. Alright, so as I said, the person that sent this to me was, you know, in day-to-day terms, basically in charge of this ice cream store. The aunt was the official owner, but they were in charge of hiring, they were in charge of day-to-day operations, and, you know, it's not like hiring for this ice cream store was some, like, insane, super complicated thing. For the most part, as long as the people applying for the job had a pulse, wouldn't steal, and could scoop ice cream, they were pretty solid employees. And so, you know, it wasn't like it was really a super hard thing to be in charge of hiring.
God.
On top of it, they were in a good location, they had a lot of customers that would tip well, so it was a pretty popular job. And so, you know, for the most part, finding people to work there wasn't difficult. But as I said, this is the story time of the worst interview they've ever had to do, which was with a particularly spoiled person that I'm gonna call Hank for the rest of this video. I guess Hank had applied online, you know, and they were looking for new employees, so the manager had hit him up and scheduled an interview for like a Wednesday, right? Sure enough, the Wednesday comes, the manager's sitting there, and Hank just doesn't show up, which should have been a red flag, you know. You should have at that moment realized that hiring Hank was not going to be the best idea, but Hank was super apologetic, called the manager and was like, look, I totally forgot, that one's on me. And the manager, being a nice guy who like believes in second chances, said, look, you know, if it's a genuine accident, I'll give you one more chance to interview, but if you miss this next one, then like you just can't work here, right? So he ends up rescheduling Hank's meeting, and you know, he assumes that he's gonna show up, but from the rip, right off rip, it was kind of shown that Hank wasn't gonna take this too seriously. And listen, I'm not saying that working at an ice cream shop is like, you know, needs to be taken as seriously as NASA.
On God, this is
showing
Ryan.
up for the interview is a pretty important part of getting a job. Anyways, the day of the second interview comes, and he's sitting there waiting in the front of the store for Hank to show up, and he pulls up 5 minutes late, which once again is not the greatest thing ever.
5 minutes
But,
late's
you
not
know,
that
he's
bad, though.
like, oh, I'm so sorry I got lost, and the manager once again is like, well, you're here anyways, we might as well do the interview. So they go into the back office to do the interview, and Hank's first statement is just another giant red flag, and he goes, aren't you a little bit too old to be working here, to the manager? Which, listen, man, I don't think there's anything wrong with like being in charge of a store, okay? I don't think you can really be too old for that. And on top of that, even if you do think that, if that's your personal opinion, which I don't agree with, it's probably not the best thing to say to the person that's in charge of hiring you, right? Like, let's say you go to a GameStop and a 75-year-old man is in charge. Sure, he's probably a little bit old to be in charge of the PlayStation 5, you know, but how do you, one, know that he's not an expert? And two, even if he's not, he is in charge of hiring, so you probably shouldn't insult him to his face when he's hiring you.
You're trying to
know?
sleep to my
And
stream.
obviously, the
You're
manager's a
funny.
little bit insulted by that question, but he doesn't really like stop and let Hank know it and let him know that it throws him off. So he just goes, well, I'm the manager, my aunt owns it, you know, and so I'm kind of in charge of running it day to day. I wouldn't necessarily consider that I'm too old to be managing
I
it.
bet.
Aren't you a little bit too old to be applying here? Just kind of zings him back. And listen, of course that's a little bit petty, but at the same time, what, is he supposed to just sit here and be insulted by Hank? And Hank kind of starts going off about how, like, yeah, he probably is a little old to be working here, you know, but he doesn't really need this job. He just got told by his mom and dad that they weren't going to pay for his apartment in college anymore unless he got a job. And then he proceeds to tell the manager that he doesn't really do quote-unquote work, so he just hopes that, you know, he can work one shift a week so his mom and dad will pay for anything, but they shouldn't expect him to really do that much. And once again, the manager is literally sitting there stupefied, because, like, this guy had blown off one interview.
Bro, I met
for
people
another
like
one.
this before.
And in the first 3 sentences,
I met people
he had
like
said
this
the manager
before.
was too old to work here, then said he didn't really want or need this job, he just needed it because mommy and daddy were cutting him off unless he got a job. Which, like, why would you say that during a job interview, bro? Listen, I guess it's not really your fault if your mom and dad got a lot of money and offer to pay for your college. Like, you're not gonna say no, obviously. If your options are they'll pay for it or you take out loans, you're gonna let them pay for it. At least offer to help pay back. Like, I'm not gonna blame him for having parents, right? That being said, I feel like you should be self-aware enough to realize that you shouldn't be telling people to the job you're applying for that you don't really care about this job at all because mommy and daddy are gonna take care of everything. Because that's not necessarily something the hiring manager wants to hear, bro. Oh, I don't need this. You probably should be a little bit more self-aware of the fact that people don't necessarily love people that have a trust fund waiting for them. You know, it is what it is your life, but it's not something you should go around screaming at the top of your lungs mid-job interview. My mom and dad are loaded, and I don't do poor peasant work.
Don't go,
like
bro.
you
Let's see getting paid.
guys. It's just not the best look. Anyways, like I said, the manager is literally stupefied. They don't even know how to begin replying to that. You know, obviously, when they had started looking for somebody to hire, in their mind, they had wanted somebody that was willing to do quote-unquote work, which is just how Hank described it. You know, like, obviously, this manager isn't going to hire somebody that doesn't really do work because that's the entire point of hiring somebody in the first place. You know, I don't really know what Hank expected. The manager to just be like, oh, that's awesome, dude. I don't really do work either. We can just go play Super Smash Bros in the back while everyone else does everything. And so he kind of tells Hank right away, just so they don't waste any more time on this interview. He says, listen, dude, I appreciate you applying. I appreciate you coming in for the second interview, but I just really don't think that this is gonna work. You know, you were late for this interview. You missed the first one. You're telling me now that you just don't really do work. So I'm just not seeing any world in which this really works out if I hire you. Which sure is brutal, but at the same time, it's honest. And at least this way, when Hank goes to apply to another job, he knows to, like, not necessarily mention that he's allergic to doing any labor. And all in all, considering how rude Hank was been, he didn't have to be that nice, but it was a pretty nice way to let him down, dude. And even if the manager had been a jerk and been like, Hank, you're the most pathetic excuse for a person I'd ever seen, I don't really know what Hank was expected. Obviously, you're not gonna get hired if you're admitting that you don't want to work and you don't actually want the job. Like, I just, you know, am not understanding the negotiation tactic that Hank was going for here. This is useless to me. Well, man, you kind of let go of all your negotiating power there. But you would have thought that Hank, you know, just got slapped in the face, because the look on his face is just pure shock that he would dare to say that it wasn't going to work out if he hired him. Because he starts asking the manager, like, well, what do you mean it won't work? And the manager kind of repeats himself. He's like, look, you're late. You don't do work. You don't even want the job. And Hank starts to argue with him. He's like, yeah, I told you I didn't want the job and I don't really plan on doing a lot of work, but I need it so my parents will keep paying for my college. Which, you know, I'm sure is your problem, Hank. No one's denying that that sucks. But this dude's not gonna hire you when you're still not even like, oh no, I will work. I'm so sorry. You're just doubling down on the fact you're not gonna work. This guy's not gonna hire you. And even then, dude, what? Did you really think someone was gonna hire you for 4 hours a week and then like you were gonna do nothing so mom and dad keep paying for your college? I'm sure when they said go get a job, they meant one that you do work at, not just find a place that will like let you work 2 hours a week so we keep paying for college. And you know, they are arguing back and forth for a little bit, and they just keep kind of going back and forth with Hank repeating like, I need this job or my parents won't pay for my college. And the manager is like slowly running out of patience, doing his best to do the whole, you know, letting the guy down easy thing. And he's like, well, I'm so sorry that, you know, this is maybe will affect your college or you're gonna have to get another job, but I need people that are willing to do work. So it's just not gonna work considering you're literally telling me you don't want to do anything. And he stands up and says like, you know, the interview was great. It was nice to meet you, but I think it's just best you go now because we're not going to be going forward with hiring you. And at that point, Hank literally sitting in this chair folds his arms like a little kid throwing a temper tantrum and says that he's not going to leave until, you know, he has a job. And the manager once again is like, look, dude, I'm not hiring you. You need to leave. And then he does arguably like the dumbest thing he could do in this situation and says, well, if you don't hire hire me, then I bet you're really gonna regret it because my dad's a really important guy. So you might want to just think long and hard about the fact that you're about to let me walk out that door. Listen, dude, no one cares who your dad is. I'm sorry. And the manager confirms that to him. He's like, I don't really care who your dad is. I just don't want you to work here with this attitude. And at that point, Hank stands up and he's like, aren't you gonna ask who my dad is? Do you know who my dad is? And the manager, you know, just looks at him like, no, you know, I'm not gonna ask that because I don't care. And so he says, no, and I don't care, now leave. And at that point, Hank gets up and he starts walking out. And the entire time, he's like, big mistake, dude, big mistake. When you find out who my dad is, you're gonna be...
Hey, what's up, Tossin? I'm about to fall asleep to this shit.
Pissed that you didn't hire me. You don't even know how big of a mistake you're having right now. Like, this is a mistake you're gonna look back on and wish that you never made. And listen, man, even if your dad is like the president of the Ice Cream Association, if you tell the boss that you're never gonna do any work and then hiring you is
That's good, bro.
basically just so you can get paid by your parents, it doesn't really matter who your parents are. They're just not gonna hire you. But of course, as they're walking out, he's just making comments about how, you know, you're really gonna regret not hiring me because my dad could have been a great friend of the business. And the manager, as they get to the door, looks at him and goes, well, you know, I guess I'll deal with that then. And finally, Hank leaves. And so he thinks that's the end of it. He starts telling his coworkers about how crazy the interaction was. He calls his aunt just to let her know, just in case someone calls and complains, you know. And his aunt is like, my goodness, people these days, you know, I don't know anyone whose dad is important.
Hey, thanks for the sub, bro. I appreciate it, bro. That means a lot.
What I really don't understand, bro. Like, even if your dad is some
We're watching Scrubs.
Wouldn't you want to be on your best behavior in a job interview so that way everyone's like, wow, his son's so professional? Like, why, if your dad is loaded, would that mean that you're allowed to just start dunking on everyone and screaming at the manager and not work? If anything, that's more pressure to understand business even better, you know? Like, I think this attitude, no matter who your parents are, is ridiculous. But yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I don't really care who your dad is. If you're just thinking that you're above doing work, I got bad news for you. Anyways, a few hours later, the manager is still there, serving ice cream to the good people, and this guy in a suit comes in on his Bluetooth, and he doesn't even get off his call in the Bluetooth when he comes in. He's still having a conversation with someone on the other end, and he's looking around, and the manager had a different hat than like the normal workers, right? And so he realizes that this guy must be in charge of something, and instead of being like, hey, are you the manager, can I talk to you? Still on his Bluetooth, he mutes it for a second and goes, hey, you, and starts snapping at the manager. Which, listen, I think snapping at a worker to get their attention might be like the rudest thing you could do, bro. When I worked at the grocery store and people would snap at me, it would take everything in my power not to just be like, all right, dude, you can load your water bottles in your car yourself. But anyways, this guy in the suit starts snapping at the manager and is like, hey, can I talk to you? And sure enough, he walks over and the guy finally, like, it has his Bluetooth muted. He can still hear the phone call on the other side. And he starts talking to the manager about how, like, my son came in here for an interview earlier and I heard that you were very disrespectful to him. You know, my son's name is Hank. And the manager tells the dad, I was not disrespectful to your son. You know, I rescheduled his interview after he missed the first one. He was late to this one. And he's not getting the job because his attitude during the interview was atrocious. You know, he's not trying to sugarcoat it, especially if you're actually gonna send your dad into the store to start complaining to the guy who interviewed you. You can't be surprised when the guy who interviewed you starts being like, nah, bro, your son sucks. But the dad apparently didn't care whether or not Hank had behaved appropriately, okay? That didn't matter. No. He's Mr. Important, so his son just needed to get hired anyways. Because he starts yelling at the manager like, why not? Do you have any idea how educated my son is his business? You've made a big mistake by not hiring him, a huge mistake. I can't believe you didn't hire him. Give me one good reason why he's not hired. And at this point, this manager is pissed off, right? Hank and his dad have now been causing disruptions in the store all day. He's not gonna hire Hank. It doesn't matter, bro. You could basically tell him he would get paid more to have Hank there. At this point, it's personal. So he looks at the dad and he goes, do you really want to know why I can't hire your son? And the dad folds his arm and goes, yeah, I'd love to hear this explanation. And he looks at the dad and he goes, because he acts like you. And the dad is just, what? You know, can't believe that he said that. I'll have you know that I'm very important in this state, so I wouldn't cross me. If my son acts like me, that's even more of a reason to hire him. And the manager's like, no, he just acts insanely entitled and like he's better than everyone, and I'm not gonna deal with that as a manager. He acts like you, so that's why he's not getting a job. And he repeats it again. He's like, do you have any idea how important I am in this state? Do you know how big of an enemy you're making? And the manager manager is like, listen, dude, I've never heard of you, know, and even if you are the most important person in the state, I'm not hiring Hank. I'm not gonna do it. And at that point, after pulling out the whole I'm really important, you better do what I say card and just getting ignored, the guy is just kind of standing there stunned, and he says quieter this time, not yelling. He's like, well, you're really gonna regret this. This is a big mistake. I'm gonna call the owner of the store. And the manager at this point is just having none of it. He goes, all right, go ahead, bro. Call the owner of the store, my aunt, and complain about how I didn't want to hire your kid who couldn't show up to a job interview on time. And at that point, the guy gets really quiet, right? And he just storms out of the store. The last thing he says before he leaves is like, you guys are gonna regret it, but with way less enthusiasm than the first you guys are gonna regret it, you know? Like, even he's not really sure if they're gonna regret it at this point. I just don't really understand the dad's end game here. Like, even if you are the most important person in the state, right? If you are the most important person in the state, why are you spending your time arguing with like random people at an ice cream store about whether or not they should hire your son? If you're really running a whole state, bro, you should have a little bit more to do than be worrying about whether or not your son got hired at ice cream store. Like, that just really should not be on your priority list if you're in charge of an entire state of people. And apparently the guy really wasn't that important, because sure enough, the ice cream store never got swatted by like the FBI of the state, never got shut down by Mr. Ice Cream himself. So, you know, I guess at the end of the day, Hank and his dad were not as important as they claimed to be. And even better on the manager for not hiring him, because working with someone like that would have absolutely sucked. Could you imagine the amount of customer complaints Hank would get whenever someone asked him to do anything? Because it involves a spoiled kid getting absolutely dumpstered by his mom, this story time was sent in to me by somebody who works in a restaurant. And this insanely entitled kid and his friends came in and were acting like morons, not realizing that their mom was around. And I guess mom was not down with the antics and ended up embarrassing them in front of absolutely everybody. But it sounded like something you guys would enjoy, so I figured I'd make it into a video. So without further ado, let's go. Alright, so like I said, this person was working in a restaurant, and it was a nicer restaurant, but on this particular day, it was like the middle of a weekday, so it was super slow. There wasn't a lot of people in the restaurant, and you know, a group of dudes walked in that were older, like 18, 19, 20-ish. 5 of them came in and like immediately started giving off super douchey vibes. But because it was super dead, you know, they were kind of like, well, we'll sit them and make a little bit of money, because otherwise we're probably not going to have customers for a long time. But they were immediately giving off douche vibes, because one of the first things they did once they walked into the restaurant was like toss a metal credit card at the host stand and then start tapping on it to get their attention. The host was kind of like, hey, how are they? You know, trying to make some small talk, ask them if, you know, they wanted to eat here, how many were in their table. But the guy like completely blew off the questions the host was asking and was like, well, my credit card is metal, so I'm gonna assume my day is going better than yours. And then like looked at his friends and laughed. Which, you know, as far as first impressions go, is way up there in terms of like pretty douchey. The person trying to sit you at this restaurant, how's your day? You, I have a metal credit card. Like, oh, okay, man, that doesn't really answer my question, but whatever floats your boat. So immediately off rip, these guys are just kind of acting entitled. But because the restaurant is so dead, they're like just gonna deal with it. So they get sat in this waiter section who sent this into me. And at that exact moment, the waiter was just kind of busy doing something their boss had asked him to do. And they was gonna finish up in about 10 seconds. So they just decided to finish what they were doing and go over there. Well, in the 10 seconds it took them to finish their task and start heading over there, I guess they had gotten annoyed. And when they saw him walking over, the guy in charge of the table, you know, with Mr. Metal credit card, started literally like snapping his fingers to get the waiter to come faster, which is just really annoying, bro. Don't snap at people. The guy literally took 10 seconds to finish what he was doing. He's walking over. There's no reason to be like, come faster, please, Mr. Sir. Get over here. That's just demeaning, dude. Don't snap at me. Anyways, obviously it pisses him off, but he goes over there and is trying to, like, be nice about it. And before he can even open his mouth, he smiles and they cut him off. And the lead guy, who had snapped his fingers, thrown the metal credit card, the whole shebang so far, opens up with, all right, man, I'm gonna talk slow enough for you to understand, okay? We need the most expensive champagne you have here. And he, like, had this metal credit card and he taps it on the table, right? And now this guy's straight up annoyed because he had walked over trying to be nice. They started snapping at him. Now they're like, we're gonna talk slow enough for you to understand, demanding that he grab the most expensive stuff. So he's not gonna try to like make small talk anymore, but if they want the most expensive bottle of champagne, it's kind of his job. So he says he's gonna need to see some ID. And the kid like smiles and goes, oh, ID? Here you go, and hands him the credit card. And the waiter looks down and is like looking at this metal credit card that this kid has given him, which is apparently his ID. And he's like, this is not an ID. And the kid's response is to like scoff a little bit and go, yeah, but do you have any idea how much money I could charge to that credit card? And the waiter is like, yeah, I bet you a lot. You know, it's very heavy. It's cool, but it doesn't really matter because I still can't sell you alcohol without an ID. It doesn't matter how much money you can charge to your card. And the kid's response is like, well, if you don't want to make money, that's on you, bro. And the waiter's like, it has nothing to do with me not wanting to make money, man. I just don't want to break the law and get in trouble or be fired. And he's like, well, whatever, man. It's fine. I get it. Just do us a favor then and get us 5 steaks. They better all be medium rare, okay? And like, you know, the waiter's like, all right, bro, okay, let's go from most expensive bottle of champagne to 5 steaks, whatever floats your boat, Mr. Metal Credit Card. And he writes it down, you know, and takes the order to the kitchen to drop it off. And he goes to take them water after that, and he drops off their water, and he's like, can I get you guys anything else to drink? And the douchey kid looks at him and goes, excuse me, dude, do you see that we're in the middle of a conversation? Can you just leave us alone, please? And once again, the waiter is like flabbergasted at how rude these kids are being, right? Just insanely entitled, just no reason to be acting like this. And so he walks away, and his manager walks up to him and is like, bro, what is the issue with these dudes? And he's like, honestly, I don't know, but I've never had more entitled customers before. Like, they're just telling me to leave them alone, snapping at me. They're not letting me talk. It's annoying. So the manager's like, all right, we'll just let them be till their food comes out. And like, you know, you won't have to deal with them for very longer. We probably shouldn't have sat them, but it's too late now. And so he waits a little bit. Obviously, the steaks eventually get ready. And so he takes it over, and they're like laughing as he's bringing the food over. And the spoiled kid is like, dude, you're actually a moron, man. We never told you that we wanted 5 steaks. And the waiter is like confused if they're trying to mess with him, if they realize they didn't have enough money to pay for it. Like, he didn't really understand what they were doing because they definitely had ordered it. And so he's like, well, you guys ordered it, so I don't really understand. And the kid's like, no, we didn't order it, dude. Can you even prove it? And the waiter is super confused, but is like, yeah, I can. And pulls out his little notepad and shows them where he had written it down, you know? And they're like, okay, fine, we ordered it. We were just trying to mess with you, bro. And he's like, oh, okay, that was really funny. You know, just like super deadpanned, obviously not amused by it because it's just not a very funny joke. I just don't really understand the joke there, to just very obviously order something and then try to like convince them you didn't order it. Wow, bro, that's sick. No way. How'd you do that? I just said something and then just pretended that I didn't say it when you brought me what I asked for. Like, I just don't understand how it's a joke. But they follow up pretending that they didn't order the steaks by being like, well, they're cooked wrong anyways. Keep in mind, they haven't even had the food placed in front of them or taken a bite yet. They just know by looking at it that it's cooked wrong. And he's like, are you guys serious? And they kind of snap about how, yes, they're serious. This is supposed to be a nice restaurant. Who is he to be questioning them? They needed it to get fixed. And he's like, all right, guys, I'll go fix it for you, you know? And he smiles a little bit, and he's just trying to kill him with kindness, and he tells him he's going to get fixed. And he walks back into the kitchen, and just to decide to see if they're just being jerks for no reason, he just kind of like put it under this the lamps that keep food warm, stood there for 2 minutes, and then came back and gave them the exact same steak. Which, listen, I understand is not the most pro waiter move, okay? Probably not the most MLG waiter move. That being said, bro, if people were treating you like this and like demanding that you go fix their food when they haven't even tried it yet, I probably would be petty enough to do the same thing. I'm not saying I'm above this. But of course, he was just kind of testing to see if they were just trying to cause problems to cause problems. So he goes and gives them the exact same steak. Oh, that's a tongue twister. Same steak. Sorry, my goodness. And wow, wouldn't you know it, somehow magically it's much better. And he's like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, you guys are just being jerks. It is what it is. Anyways, at that point, he goes away and is just going to let them eat and was just going to leave them alone and not deal with it. But he is just looking around the restaurant and he sees what appears to be a very angry woman walking up to the host stand. And they had a shift change, so now it's a hostess at the host stand. And she's talking to the hostess and looks super pissed off. You know, like really, really mad, red in the face, like the spit flying out the mouth. And the waiter is just like, wow, I don't know what this lady's angry about, but we're about to have a Karen encounter at the exact same time that these spoiled kids are here. This is crazy. But the hostess turns around and she doesn't look scared at all, so he's kind of confused. And then he sees the hostess point at the table which all these kids are at. And he sees the Karen like starting to stomp over, looking very angry, and she gets over to the table and starts yelling, "So you took my credit card to impress your friends, huh?" And all of a sudden, everyone at that table just turns as white as a ghost, bro. Like their souls are literally leaving their body in that moment, you know? The imposter has been revealed among us. Oh, that was a corny joke. I'm sorry for making you guys listen to that. Anyways, but the mom keeps yelling at them like, "Why do you always do this? Oh, and you got everyone steaks. How nice." And she's reaming into him about how, you know, it's not okay for him to take the credit card and buy expensive stuff to impress people without her permission. And at this point, she is causing a scene. It's pretty dead. There's not a lot of people in there, but still, it's not a good look for the restaurant to have this screaming going on. So the manager goes over and asks what's happening. And the mom is like, "Well, it looks like my son stole my credit card and decided to leave and get his friend's lunch, hoping that I wouldn't notice." And the manager is obviously on the mom's side, because how could you not be? You know, like, I feel like taking your mom's credit card to buy all your friends food, already not a good move. Going to like a steakhouse to do it? Come on, bro. Like 100% on the mom's side. It's just wrong to take anyone's money to pay for stuff. It's not yours. It's especially wrong to take your mom's credit card and buy everybody steaks, dude. And the manager tells the mom, which probably he shouldn't have, but he did want her to know, that like, oh, he also had tried to buy a $300 bottle of champagne, but he didn't have an ID. And at that point, this entire group just looks insanely embarrassed. They're all turning red, and the spoiled kid is like, "Mom, stop." And the mom pops off and is like, "Don't you dare tell me to stop. You need my credit card now. I'd be careful about talking back. You have $400 worth of food here and apparently tried to buy a $300 bottle of champagne. Why would you do that? You're not even 21. Like, you knew they were gonna ID you." And at that point, one of the other kids in the friend group is like, "Listen, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it." Because obviously, everyone else is embarrassed. I'm not sure if they knew this dude had taken his mom's credit card or not. I don't know if they thought that like it was his credit card, but obviously they're getting yelled at in the middle of this restaurant. Everyone's staring. So one of his friends is like, "Listen, I'll pay. Like, I'll pay. It's okay. I'll pay." And the mom's like, "Oh, at least one of your friends has a job. Maybe you should think about getting one of those too. If you had a job, you know, you wouldn't need to steal my credit card." And
Yo, what's up, Saint? Bro, I'm fucking locked in right now. You trying to play some Marvels?
The manager decides to
My
tell
bad.
them, like,
You trying to play
"Okay,
some
guys, like,
Marvels?
come on, please don't yell in the restaurant. You know, you guys have to go." And she's like, "All right, that's fair. That's fair. I'm sorry."
Bro, I was
didn't mean to
locked
make
in.
a
I
scene."
was
He's
falling
like, "It's okay,
asleep.
but like, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to go now." And the friend that had offered to pay handed the manager the credit card, so they paid. They didn't leave any tip, which, hey, bro, I feel like after you cause a scene like that, that's the least you could do is leave a tip. But, you know, as long as they were leaving the restaurant, nobody really cared. And so everybody leaves, and all of his friends are gone insanely fast. They all get in their cars and leave. So it's just the mom and the kid outside now kind of talking on their way to the car a little bit. And everybody in the restaurant at that point is still watching them like through the window, right? And the staff starts laughing because it's just like, "Oh man, imagine how embarrassing, bro. Not only did you take your mom's credit card, but she catches you and yells at you in front of everyone. One of your friends has to pay." It's just a funny situation. So the staff is like laughing, right? Well, they're in front of the restaurant, and the son turns around and looks through the window and sees everyone staring and the staff laughing, and he yells something. And then his mom looks back and she sees everybody staring and laughing, and so she waves and smiles, and the son starts like running to the car, so she turns and starts to follow him to the car. And so obviously it's a big scene. Everybody gets back to normal, gets all the other customers taken care of, but then everyone's like in the back of the restaurant talking, and everyone's just making fun of the situation, obviously. You know, it's like normal for people in this restaurant to come in acting like they own the place, or acting like they own the place, sorry. You know, "Oh, I'm so important, look at me, I'm blah 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 blah, I'm a lawyer, I'm da 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 da." Usually, you know, people do that on a daily basis. That being said, it's usually their credit card that they're trying to flex with. It doesn't matter either way, whether it's yours or your mom's, still cringe. But at least they didn't steal their mom's credit card. This dude had really come in acting like he owns the place, bossing everyone around, and then his mom had to come in and destroy his ego because he had taken her credit card, bro. Double embarrassing. You know, he had already taken a large enough L, but somehow, ladies and gentlemen, the L just gets larger because, you know, remember, his mom had called him out for not having a job. Along with not having a job, he had taken his mom's credit card, so to solve a two birds in one stone type of problem, his mom decided she would teach him a lesson by making him go in the next day and show up at the restaurant with his resume to solve the problem of job, and embarrassing him so that way he learned to stop stealing her credit card, dude. The subscriber who sent this in to me wasn't there, but the manager was, and he took his resume at the front and was like, "Oh, well, why do you want a job?" And the guy apparently wouldn't look him in the eye, sure douche a lot. He like would not look him in the eye, right? He literally was avoiding eye contact, and he's like, his mom was making him get a job because he needed to learn the value of money, and she had also said that he had to apply here, otherwise she was going to make him move out. And at that point, the manager literally starts laughing at him because it's just like so cringe, right? He wasn't trying to make him feel bad, but the entire situation was just so absurd. Like, it is a good lesson, you know, but obviously they weren't going to hire him after that one. I don't think stealing your mom's credit card is the best first impression for a boss, dude. What did you expect him to say? Go ahead and hop on the cash register. You're clearly not afraid of stealing from your mom. There's no way you'd steal from us. Like, I just don't think any manager is going to hire you after that. Good luck. It is good that he's getting a job. I just don't know if that place is going to be the place to hire him. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a second chance, but you know.